Hey everybody, Seth with Everyman Prepping. How's everybody doing on this Friday? Well, this video is going to be short and to the point. We're only going to talk about one subject, and that's the Fed and what they're going to do in September. Because the Fed, Jerome Powell, and all his cronies / buddies are at their boondoggle / actual work meeting in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And what are they talking about? Well, they're talking about September, the last Fed meeting before the election. So I've told you many times before, they're going to lower rates because, well, there's an election and we need to re-elect the party in charge, so the economy has to look good and make Wall Street happy, make bankers happy. And what did Jerome Powell do? Well, he basically confirmed this. We're going to go through an article from The Hedge and check this out. But basically, if you looked at the thumbnail before you started the video, you're going to see that money printer, Jerome Powell spraying money everywhere. It's going to be pretty impressive, but it's going to lead to bad things. But let's talk about it really quick. So you see here, we have Powell. The Powell pivot is complete. The pivot means to go from cutting rates to, from raising rates to cutting rates. Gold, stocks, Bitcoin, and bonds surge. Because you know what? All those things love when you cut rates. There's more money flowing. All those commodities love rates. Precious metals, though, you might want to be looking into. But we'll talk more about that in a minute. So what do we have here? Powell comments confirm that a September rate cut is coming. As he said, the time has come for policy to adjust. And what spurred that on? Well, if you watched my video a day or so ago, it was the 818,000 overstated job numbers that the government decided to correct. Basically 1 million jobs without, up till March of 2024 for the last year that they overstated. So, they had to put that out. Gives the Fed ammunition to cut rates. But what's going to happen when they cut rates? Well, I'm going to talk about that, man. Let's go through these little bullet points here real quick. Please hit that like, subscribe, share, comment button. Appreciate it. Any comment you have below, what you think is going to happen to this, very welcome in our discussion down below for the community. But it says here, the cooling of the labor market conditions is unmistakable. So it's unmistakable. Most of us, me and you, normal humans, have realized that, well, a lot of people have been laid off. The market's been cooling for a long time. Prices are high. People don't have money. People are working 2 or 3 jobs. They have a gig job on the side because their main job isn't paying enough. They don't have enough hours. Fed just realized this, though, of course. They knew. They're just coming out with it now. What else do we have here? We do not seek to welcome further cooling in labor market conditions. That's a blatant lie. They do want that to happen so they can further cut, but they can't just say that. We will do everything we can to support a strong labor market as we make further progress towards price stability. They're here to save the day. The Fed is here to save the day. Don't worry. And then down below, that might lead to a larger than 25 basis cut. 25 is quarter point. I think they're going to go a lot more than a quarter point. I think they're going to go a half a point at least because they really need to fire up that printing machine. So what happens when they lower rates? Well, just on the announcement that they're going to do in September, we can look at this. Let's check out some commodities really quick. We have silver here. That's the first thing on this chart. You can see up in the top left here what we're looking at. But so silver, it's up almost 3% today. Great for you precious metal holders out there. You're enjoying that. Gold, you're up about 1.2%, up over 2,500. That's the new floor, looks like. It's holding 2,500. Which, you think about it, it means there's crazy times ahead. When gold goes up, it means there's hard times coming. A lot of people think we're going to hit $3,000 in gold by the end of the year. And maybe we hit $35, $40 in silver. Then you're going to know we're really in trouble. And hopefully you have some of that set aside. Not monetary advice. I'm not a financial planner, but just do what you think is possible. So what's going to help you the best. All right. Anyway, so those are going up. We have fuel going up. Fuel's nowhere near its highs, though, but it is up today. We're up about 2.6% on crude oil. Bent is up. Now, when interest rates go up, the dollar loses its power. And that's what you see here. Look at that plunge. Dollar's down to 100. It hasn't been this low since, let's drag our line here. Dollar hasn't been this weak since, looks like July of 2023. So, the weak dollar's not a great sign either as well. But that's what we have to look forward to. Now, let's talk about this really quick. So he's going to lower rates. Why? Well, the election's coming up, like I said. Got to feed Wall Street, got to feed stocks, got to feed the bankers. You got to make it look like the economy is on the mends because, well, they need votes. So that's what's going to happen. Now, money's going to flood in. Banks are going to get full of money. Home loans, car loans, They might go down a little bit. You might see around 6% home loans. Maybe you'll see 5.9. Who knows? Will that spur a lot of home buying? No, because people still don't have money. But what it will do is a lot of sellers will join the market. So you can get, I think that the housing inventory is really going to increase because sellers are like, okay, interest rates are down. Let's try to sell now. Let's try to get out of our house and move, either downsize or move or whatever, get to a new state, wherever they want to go. They've been holding off because they don't want a high loan. So this will cause more houses to come up. I don't think they'll be bought. And then you're going to see a glut of houses, which cause housing prices to drop further. That's what I think will happen, in the housing and with the money being printed, with the banks having more money, people spending, credit card interest rates might go down, people might spend more. So we got all this spending, all this money, the money printer's going out, QE is basically going in. The Fed is buying the bonds, they're buying assets again. What's that do with all that money? Increases money. Inflation, yes, we're going to see inflation spike. It's going to look great for a few months, a couple months, 1 or 2 months. Like I said, your stocks are going to skyrocket if you have them. Precious metals as well. Everybody's going to be thinking this is great. The economy is solved. The election is going to happen. Doesn't matter, in my opinion, who really wins because it's all going to come tumbling down afterwards. After the election, you may get 2 or 3 months or so. If we make it that far, that inflation is going to hit. You're going to start seeing massive inflation coming in, more inflation, higher prices. It's going to tick up. The Fed's going to be like, oh, we can either, and jobs are going to go down. You're going to see reports coming in from the, the businesses when they give their quarterlies towards the end of the year. You're going to see poor numbers. You're going to see layoffs. And they're like, well, we could cut more to spur the economy, but that'll just create more inflation. Or we could raise rates to try to kill the inflation, but that'll just kill jobs too. So they're stuck. It's going to happen. But it's going to look enjoyable for the first couple of months. Now, what can you do? Well, if the money is going to become worse and there's going to be more of it flowing in, and who knows if they even do STEMI checks. Once again, not financial advice, but if it was me doing it, I would take whatever cash I was having coming in and put it into assets. Now, that doesn't have to be precious metals. It doesn't have to be brass and lead. It could be any, it could be food. It could be any of that stuff. Anything that you find as a tangible asset. As they say, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. And if the green paper is even worth less because there's tons of it out there and everybody's throwing it around, that money printer is just spewing it out, you want to turn it into something you can touch and hold on to. So think about that. What would you want to, if you get any of that cash, you had some side cash, what do you want to do? Well, make a list, prioritize. I need some more clothing, food, winter's coming. I'm going to invest in some warm weather clothes, some warm weather gear. I'm going to invest in some long-term storage. I need to get some oxygen absorbers and bags and all that. If you do, go to PackFresh USA, use discount code EMP, and you'll get 10% off there. I'll put something here that you can see. But whatever it is, make a plan for if you have a side cash between now. Because once that, like I say, when that's September, off the top of my head, I can't remember the date, but in September, when he does cut it, you're going to see a euphoria go out in the market. And it's going to rise it up. Some people know how to play the market, can take advantage of that. Like I said, I don't play the market. I'm not a money person and all that. I buy tangible assets and put my money into that. So that's all I have for you. Short video. Love to hear your comments below. But get ready for the wild financial ride to come in the next month or so up to the election. And who knows what's going to happen after that. That's all I have. Hopefully you got something out of this. Until next time, keep your ear to the ground and head on a swivel.